Hello everyone, what is cooking all you good looking people out there, and welcome to another exciting episode of GeoGuessr. Here we are in yesterday's daily challenge location, a beautiful spot. We've got the mountains, we've got the trees, we've got this sort of metallic tree, we've got this cross, we've got this beautiful town, and the question of where in the world are we? And I'm going to guess that we are in Spain, the Pyrenees, somewhere around over here, not quite up there. I'm actually going to guess we're down over this way. Make the guess, and the answer was, well, you were in Spain, but not exactly where I thought. That is where we were, sort of over in this kind of area just north of Portugal, 2459. Hopefully some of you guys figured that one out. All right, here we are in the, well, today's daily challenge. I was going to say the main section, but I always mess up when I say things. Anyways, take a look at this place. Wow, absolutely beautiful. We've got big mountains, we've got big green grass, we've got cars in the distance, we've got these horses with blankets on them, little mopeds and things like that. Wow, this is very, very nice. And today's daily challenge, which means that it is up to you guys to tell me where in the world you think we are. All you need to do is put your guesses down in the comment section below. Tell me where in the world you think this is, and in tomorrow's video's comment section, I announce the winner. The person that guesses closest. Now, there are no prizes, but there is glory to be won. So if you are interested in becoming today's top GeoGuessr, then tell me, where in the world do you think we are right now? All right, so here we are in the main section of today's video, and today we've got a viewer challenge brought to us by none other than our good friend Lance and Derek. That's right. Thank you so much for sending this one in, Lance and Derek. Now, we've got an interesting theme on this challenge. This one is all about World War II, which is actually a lot of fun, right? World War II, you know, it's always interesting. This one is actually showing off a little bit more of some more unknown battles, or at least probably unknown to me, right? We've seen some of the big ones, and I've been pretty good on those challenges, but to be honest with you, my World War II knowledge is very minimal. I don't know nearly as much about it as I probably should, so there could definitely be a lot of things that really trick me up on this one. So let's do it also as a little bit of information after each one. So if you're interested in creating your own custom challenge, look down at the description below. You find a step-by-step guide on how to create your own custom challenge and how to send it to me. Also, you find a link to this one so you can play along yourself. So let's do it. What have we got here? Well, I don't know, the Netherlands is where we are right now. That's where I think this is. No, this will be Belgium. All right, that seems to make sense, right? I mean, it makes sense to me. And we've got some fries and stuff like that. Yeah, I mean, that makes sense. That this Belgium. Yeah, Belgium does indeed have a northern coast, although I don't really think about it. I never really do. Ostend. Or maybe we're in, like, Knock Heist. What does this look more like? It looks actually like neither of those, really. So, yeah, I don't know, interesting. Some bright lights behind me or something like that. So actually, that's a really good question. Maybe we are somewhere else? I mean, it could be Belgium. Belgium makes sense, but I don't know. Maybe we're somewhere else. Maybe we are just in France. It makes sense too, actually, now that I think about it. France, definitely part of World War II, that's for sure. I'd say we're probably on the northern coast if I had to make a guess. There's a casino and gambling and things like that. It's actually a really beautiful place. So where do I think it is? Well, if it's close to Omaha Beach, which I'm just going to guess that it is, Omaha Beach being somewhere around here or something like that. It's around this way over here. I'm going to sort of make a guess and say that, we are... I don't know if I'm going to say there, but, like, what about... Oh, boy. Some of this stuff is actually going to be pretty tricky for me to guess. I don't know, actually. Like, what about this area over here? Caborg. Let's make the guess. The answer is Dieppe. Ah, okay. A name very familiar to me. But why? I don't know what happened there. Canadians were involved, and it was in World War I? I don't know. Let's see. As a Canadian may be familiar with the first location, Dieppe, however, many sadly are not. Well, I'm familiar with the name. That's about it. I've forgotten most of what it was. Diablos was launched with the it's World War. This is World War II themed. That's right. It's not World War One and Two themed. Well, fuck me. You see, not very good at this. Obviously, it's World War II. Then the upgrade was launched with the purpose of learning invasion techniques and to destroy key German facilities on the coast. It was a complete disaster, with over 60% of the 6,000-strong, mainly Canadian force lost, killed, or captured, and no objectives completed. However, key lessons were learned for D-Day. Well, there you go. Not a great story there, but Dieppe, a name I'm familiar with. But other than that, that was it. Really, 31-14. All right, what is next? This is gonna be like, well, here's a good question, right? What happened in Guam during World War II? Probably something, and that's probably where we are. Either that or American Samoa. I don't know where we are. Maybe Hawaii. Maybe. But we're not in Pearl Harbor again. Hell, we might be, but I don't think we are, because this is a sort of a more sort of unknown one. What happened in Guam? I bet you something. Coastal access. Something must have happened. So let's go to the coast. Let's see what's our coastal access. Oh God, it's a blurry picture. Sort of makes me think that we are in Hawaii. Oh, I see. That's how we get coastal access. Well, it's not as fun as I would have thought. It's very, very populated here, which actually sort of makes me rethink. I bet you we actually are just in Hawaii. Maybe just on a different island than expected, actually. Right? No, Guam is quite populous. Where is it again? It's like around here. Marshall Islands? No, it's not there. No. Oh boy. Oh Lord. I'm never gonna find it, am I? Guam. Northern Mariana. Yeah, okay, sure. Let's guess Guam. Where? Like right around here. Make the guess, and the answer was okay, it was California. Santa Barbara. What happened in Santa Barbara? Second up is Santa Barbara, California, which was subjected to shelling by the Japanese submarine I-17 on the night of 23rd February 1942. A sub fired between 12 and 25 shells at an oil refinery on the coast. Although no one was killed or injured and damage was moderate, it triggered invasion scares across the west coast. My God. Wow. I didn't know that happened. There you go, Santa Barbara. 543. All right. Well, what about this location? Oh, boy. Looks like, well, maybe this is kept like this, to preserve history. Or maybe this is like a more recent event. No, it's probably kept to preserve history. And look at that. That is really destroyed. Where are we? Well, we're in Russia. We know that much. Or at least I think we know that much. Maybe not. Where in Russia are we? We could be in the Ukraine, actually. Could we could be in the Ukraine, actually. Do I think we are? Yeah, I kind of think we are in the Ukraine. Seems to make sense. Because how far? No, the Germans did get decently far into Russia. But what about the Ukraine? What about this area over here? I bet you something happened there. Let's make the guess. No, it was Russia. Volgograd. You mean that's Stalingrad? I feel like that's a pretty known one. You have to wow me with this one. The third is a small apartment building. The one that was bricked up to the side, was once in what was once called Stalingrad. The building was once known as Pavlov's house, and inside there was about 30 Soviet troops who managed to hold off hundreds of attacks by German troops over 2 long months. The stubborn resistance of the Soviets inside became a symbol for the Soviet war effort as a whole. Okay, so it was Stalingrad, but it was not because there was a big battle in Stalingrad, wasn't that? Was that? There was one, but this is like a different. Maybe it's part of that. I don't know. Something happened in Stalingrad. 2360, but not that. That's new information to me. I'm pointing at my phone and pointing at the little thing that I just read. That's new information to me. 2360. All right, what about this? Where are we now? Jeez. This could be a lot of places. Maybe this is Turkey, Greece, all sorts of things come to mind as possibilities. Oh, wow, this is interesting. This is like New Zealand. This is like Auckland. Yeah, this probably is Auckland, I bet you. 'Cause that looks like... Is it Auckland? No, it's not. What city is this? Is it? I'm not sure. It could be, I guess. What direction are we looking at? We're looking... Could be Sydney? Well, I mean, things could happen in either of them, really. But, alright, let's go take a look at Auckland first. Because where, like, this makes it look like we are is, like, here or something. And what we're seeing is this, but I'm not really convinced that is what we're seeing. Well, what direction are we looking in? Oh, we're looking west. Oh, so we wouldn't be there. We'd be, like, right here. Is this really what I think this area looks like? You know, I'll be honest with you, no. Alright, so it's not Auckland. Well, what about Sydney then? Because this kind of... What about Sydney? Is that possible? It is possible. It's possible that we're like right here. Or we're looking... Are we really looking west? Right here be looking north? No, we'd be looking south. So we would be at like here, because then we're looking west. So we'd be like there. Alright. The answer was yeah, we were. Oh, on this tiny little island. Okay, well, you know, sure. You know, I was right as to where we were. We were right there. That is really interesting. 6374. Let's read a bit more about Sydney. Small island in Sydney Harbor, which saw a Japanese submarine raid on 31st of May 1942. 3 midget submarines were launched into the harbor. 2 were detected quickly and sunk. The third, however, managed to launch its torpedoes before it was also sunk. It was aiming for the cruiser, the USS Chicago. However, instead it hit a small ferry, the HMAS Kutable. Like in the US, the raid brought fears of imminent Japanese invasion of Australia. 6374. And finally, oh, jeez. Well, you know, oh, okay. A small Japanese island north of Japan. All right. So it's not these ones. It's maybe like this one or something like that. So something like, or maybe if it's even this thing. Yeah, what happens on this island? Something definitely does. I mean, maybe hardly, but something must. So we could say we're like right around here or something like that. I bet you that's where we are. Right around here. We're on this thing. Just north of Japan. That makes total sense to me. Yes, we were on that. We were just over this area. Sure. 3180. That makes sense. All right, what about this play? Finally, this inconspicuous area played host to the final battle of World War II on the 20th of August, 1945. Soviet and Japanese troops engaged in fighting around the southern Sakhalin 5 days after Japan had surrendered. The Japanese troops refused to listen to their surrender orders and continued fighting. On the 20th of August, Japanese troops were surrounded, made one final banzai charge at the Soviets before they were killed. Only around 100 or so surrendered to the Soviets. Wow. 3180. There you go. We learned a lot about World War II there. First one was very wrong. Second one was very wrong. First one started off in northern France. Pretty good. I guess right around here. We were right around here. Dieppe. I learned about that in school. Then we were not in Guam, which I figured probably something happened. We were actually in Santa Barbara. Then we went to Stalingrad, but heard a little bit of a different story about Stalingrad that we hadn't heard before. Then we went to Sydney, Australia, and finally this weird area right over here in Russia, 15571. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed. I know I certainly have, and as always, I'll see you guys next time. Aw, yeah. Cue the royalty-free music. 3, 2, 1, go. Come on, everybody, get on your feet. Stand up, look at the screen and repeat. I'm gonna like, rate, comment, and subscribe. I love watching Ather vids all of the time. Thanks for dropping by and spending the time. Hope you've enjoyed, and let's get on with our lives. Oh yeah. Thanks to Kevin MacLeod for these awesome beats. Woo yeah. Have a good one.